Two black actors were interrupted at an awards ceremony by a slur shouted by a man with a disability.
The N-word that was spoken at the BAFTAs.
Tourette's syndrome activist shouts N-word at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo at the BAFTAs.
About this Tourette's syndrome situation at the BAFTAs, fully prepared to die on this hill. Everyone is still out for blood.
The man has a condition. He can't help it. It is just a word.
But one word is getting a lot of attention because guess what? It's Black History Month. So of course, this is the one that's getting all of the attention.
From the outside looking in, without knowing the experience at all, that community made a lot of strides in taking that word back. But recently, thanks to Obama and a lot of other things, the divisiveness in this country has gotten crazier. And now that word has all the power that it used to have, and it's because people have given that word power.
However, the reaction from the black community has been absolutely insane.
Only people with Tourette's understand how other people with Tourette's work. Again, I'm not trying to justify what he said. Could he be a racist? Absolutely. Do I think that automatically knowing how I struggle with it?
I'm purposely reading into this picture, but that does come with its own set of exhaustion that I myself am quite familiar with.
Coprolalia causes involuntary swearing and inappropriate tics. This can include the N-word, slurs, etc.
A lot of people with Tourette's kill themselves, ironically, because of how difficult it is to deal with. Now, black people want to make sure that they stay the biggest victims in all of this stuff.
As a black woman with Tourette's syndrome, I think I have valuable information to add to the discourse about the BAFTAs. The editing team that chose to keep that in and say, yo, let's actually broadcast that to everybody. Let's just show that pain and hurt that they experienced to everybody. Let's just show his most embarrassing moment to everybody. That's where I feel that we need to focus our discourse on.
It's a tough situation to be in for the presenters, and I award them for continuing to stay professional throughout the entire thing. This is somebody that you made a movie about, they brought him there, they're honoring because of this disability that has completely fucked his life up, that has destroyed his life. Now, because of this disability and him saying something that he cannot control, you have waves and waves and waves of mostly black people basically trying to destroy this guy's life and calling him a racist and saying all of this shit.
A lot of racism is taking place online too. Why? Because many people, like me, found that clip to be distressing and expressed such, and now we have people jumping down our throat, rushing to explain that actually you have no right to be upset by this. I need y'all to understand. People are going on the internet and saying actually racism isn't even real. We fixed it.
I want to make this crystal clear. John Davidson does not need to apologise for what happened at the BAFTAs. He's a well-known activist that has suffered incredible abuse for his disability across his lifetime.
Do I have to show you hosts of people calling us monkeys for you to get it?
Don't overreact to it. Show some grace. Show some understanding.
Not as predictable as the people who raid and burn buildings, leave their children and families.
It might be a really hard thing to hear.
Blacks, nice. Committing over 50% of violent crime is what's predictable. Y'all murder each other. You're ignorant. Nice rebuttal, you effing chimp.
It might be a really hard thing to hear.
Black people as a monolith are not ableist for finding this video offensive. People should learn from Hank Aaron and Jackie Robinson. They were called all kinds of names, but they didn't complain about it.
Don't overreact to it.
Just smiled, went to work, and went home. Black people call black people the N-word all the time, and they seem cool with that.
Show some grace.
Show some understanding.
Blacks have killed 103,000 more whites than white. Okay, black people are the single worst poison on the earth. Y'all ruin everything, Jamil. You know it just as well as I do. This is the thread that I pulled the monkey comments from.
Show some understanding.
He's a well-known activist that has suffered incredible abuse. I know where my priorities lie, I know where my honour is, I know where my compassion is. You do whatever the fuck you want. I'm more than happy to die on this, so I'm more than happy to lose some subscribers that don't want to show compassion for a disabled man.
This is no longer a game or just speculation or just cherry picking problems that don't exist. This is real. History is repeating itself right now as we speak. The war has begun. It has already begun because it has been building and building and building and building, and nobody has been policing it. Any attempts made to police the rise of blatant racism and disrespect towards black people on the internet has been brutally taken down by more racism. And now we have successfully regressed 50 fucking years into the past. Congratulations, world. Congratulations, America. We are right back to where we started before the civil rights movement. We are. Except now they're being a little more subtle about it. They're being quiet about it because it's now against the law to publicly discriminate against black people. But it's not illegal to publicly discriminate against black people on the internet. And it's not illegal to publicly post racial slurs against black people on the internet because it's a free country and we are protected by the First Amendment. However, the First Amendment, all it has done is make it easier for people to get away with doing deplorable things and then excusing it with the right of the First Amendment. The clips that you've seen come from all corners of the internet, varying opposition, the right, the left, the in-between, the sick and tired. Even the people with Tourette's are weighing in on this situation. It's not even white versus black anymore because there are black people at the top too. There are black people who have assimilated into the machine that has been designed to keep our people subservient, to keep our people inferior. And this is a perfect example. This is pretty much telling us exactly what is going on. The 1% has just told us in broad daylight where their priorities lie. And newsflash, it's not with black people. Israelites, Middle Eastern, they would sooner protect the Jewish community than to protect black people that were just verbally attacked, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, because coprolalia is involuntary, on live television. It's not about the person who said it. It's about the response. It's about why this information has reached our ears and our eyes to begin with. This was not random. Somebody deliberately made the choice to have that slip through and make it onto the air. And you know why? One very specific reason. Somebody, during their award speech, said the words "Free Palestine," and they cut it out of the final broadcast. So, they cut out political activism. Somebody outcrying violence against an entire country in a war that we're not even fucking a part of, that we shouldn't be a part of to begin with, because it's been going on for thousands of years. Like, this shit is literally it's biblical. Shit is written in every Abrahamic religious text ever. Palestine and Israel have been beefing since Jesus walked the earth. And I don't understand why this is such a big issue now. Like, why? Why do we fucking care? Why do we care? Because people are getting killed more again in a fight that has been persisting for thousands of years, that has already been written. If the fight stops, it will signal the beginning of the apocalypse. That's why they're fighting. That's why they're fighting. Is because they're so convinced that they're the right religion. Religious wars have been going on for eons. That's why Christianity is the most dominant religion in the world, is because of religious war. So like, now all of a sudden people want to fucking virtue signal and be like, oh, if you say Free Palestine, you're not thinking of, you're anti-Semitic. Why does that make us anti-Semitic? Why are Jewish people the ones that you can't touch now? Why are they the untouchable ones? I did a whole spiel about this in one of my other videos. Like, are the Jews secretly, like, is there a Jewish mafia that we don't know about? Are Jewish people just the fucking mafia? Is that why we can't talk about them? Is that why we can't touch them? Is that why every time somebody says Free Palestine, it gets fucking censored? But racial slurs directed at an entire group of people because of the color of their skin is allowed to get a free pass? So a white man shouting the N-word at two black men on stage gets a free pass, but Free Palestine is too much? Justice for Gaza, justice for Palestine, that's too much, but nigger gets a free pass. Do y'all see this? Are y'all hearing this? And there's so many people like, oh my god, give him grace, give him grace. Where was the grace for Kanye? All of my people with bipolar disorder. If one of your episodes causes you irreparable damage or causes an outburst that would potentially offend somebody. These people are basically saying that Tourette's takes priority over all other mental conditions. Are we picking and choosing disable virtue signaling? Are we picking and choosing which disabilities to virtue and white knight for? Is that what's going on? All disabilities should be treated the same. They should all be accepted under the same umbrella because they're disabilities. Mental disorders. So you're saying Kanye getting all but blacklisted because he attacked the Jews, that's worse than a white man shouting a racial slur at two black men. And all the people like, well, you say it every day. No, we don't. Let's not be ignorant. And I know that's impossible because Twitter is the fucking cornerstone of ignorance and stupidity and racism. And the racism, because of this situation, has only become bolder and louder. These people do not care. They don't care anymore. There was a time where you couldn't do this. You couldn't shout racial slurs on live television. You couldn't type racial slurs at people on YouTube or on Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook because your comment would get banned. I can literally go to Twitter now, pull up a random political post, and just see nothing but a sea of comments degrading, generalizing, dehumanizing, and outright slandering black people because of the actions of a small minority. They group us all together. We're all the same to these people. We're all crooks. We're all criminals. We're all fucking baby daddies, baby mamas, fucking rappers, football players, basketball players. That's it. That's all we are to them, are fucking criminals. And the fact that they're trying to police our outrage is just like, no, sit down, Negro. You're not allowed to get upset about this. This is not your fight. Go back in your cage until we call for you. Just keep doing what you were doing over there, whatever the fuck you were doing. And I'm not attacking the person because, like I said, Tourette's coprolalia is involuntary. He shouldn't have said it. Could he control it? No. Which is why he removed himself from the situation. However, your actions directly hurt two people who have been profound figures in the movie industry. And the respectful thing to do as somebody who has Tourette's coprolalia would be to apologize to the people you hurled the fucking slur at. Because while some people may understand how Tourette's coprolalia works, not everybody understands that the slurs are involuntary. So in order to save face and cover your ass, you apologize for any wrongdoings you may have committed. In this case, the appropriate response would have been to apologize to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo for having to have a racial slur hurled at them on live television and have to keep performing like nothing happened. Yeah, no, don't get mad that you got a racial slur thrown at you. Keep dancing, monkey. You think I'm being hyperbolic? No, this is what people are actually saying on Twitter. These people are typing in slurs and hitting the enter key, but we're not supposed to be upset. There are people making entire videos excusing the behaviors of this white guy while simultaneously going around and demonizing the actions of this black guy. They both have mental disorders. So where is the line as far as ableism goes? Where do we draw the line? There is no fucking line. Newsflash, there's no line. Because the people who control the narrative are gonna keep moving the goalpost wherever is convenient for them. The line never existed because the person who drew the line can just fucking erase it and draw it somewhere else. This is why black people are upset. Not because the man fucking said it, but because this action has prompted a chain reaction of bold, loud, and unabashed racism towards black people. And everybody's just trying to sweep it under the rug, and it's only getting worse. It's like somebody took a giant shit on the floor. And instead of cleaning it up the proper way, you just take a fucking paper towel and start smearing it all over the goddamn floor. And pretty soon you start smearing it on the walls. And you start smearing it on the tapestries. And you start smearing it on the fucking furniture. And in the end, there's just shit everywhere. It doesn't get cleaned. It doesn't get resolved. It just blows up into an even bigger problem. Because you chose the worst possible way to rectify the situation. We're sorry if you were offended. Are you fucking serious? That is not the response you put out as a public broadcasting corporation when slurs have been detected in your live broadcast. Boldly. That was not the response, BBC. Alan Cumming. Make excuses for the man? Okay, sure. You could be like, oh, he has Tourette's, he can't handle it. But then you say, we apologize to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. That is it. And then the fact that, and don't attack the man who said it, because like you said, the condition is uncontrollable. However, we cannot allow disability to overshadow accountability. Whether he can control it or not, he fucking said it! It came out of his mouth, and he has to atone for the consequences of his actions, whether voluntary or involuntary. We cannot coddle these people just because they have a disability. We are not infantilizing mental illness, y'all, because you didn't give that same fucking grace to Kanye when he came out and was diagnosed publicly with bipolar disorder and was on medication after medication until he was a fucking zombie, all because also he could keep performing for you ungrateful motherfuckers. And what did you do? You demonized him. You clowned him. You banned him from countries. You blacklisted him from fucking streaming softwares. Where is the outrage for this? Is this somehow a different situation? I implore you to try and tell me where the line is with ableism. Because newsflash, these people that scream ableist, they don't give a fuck about you. People with disabilities, they don't care about you. They would sooner put their bag on the fucking chair on the metro and see an entire person here with fucking crutches. They're disabled, they can't fucking walk. But do you know how many people will type, oh, that's ableist on Twitter, and then proceed to make fun of people with actual disorders, with cerebral palsy, leukemia, people with cancer, people who are quadriplegic, people with bipolar disorder, people who have Tourette's syndrome, people who are fucking paranoid schizophrenic? They don't fucking care about you. They only care about what your condition does for their own reputation. And that goes for the people at the top. The 1% does not care about y'all. They don't care about anybody except for the dollar bills. They only care about what's going into their bank accounts. Black people, y'all gotta wake the fuck up. Wake up and start fighting back. And if the white people get pissed off about it, oh fucking well. Oh well. Because this is the second time that this shit is happening. And if we want to avoid it turning into a third time, we have to draw the line ourselves. We, as a collective, have to draw a line in the fucking sand, and we have to disallow anybody else, any outsiders, from fucking up the line. Because the moment that line gets blurred, it starts to fade and eventually disappear. Then it becomes every man for itself. Then it becomes the Wild West. And in order for that to not happen, we have to stand up for ourselves. Standing up for yourself is not a fucking crime. Attacking somebody with a disability is not okay. But we have to draw the line. We have to hold the right people accountable. Hold people accountable for their actions. Stop excusing it. Stop excusing blatant disrespect. Because again, it's not about what was said, it's about how the situation was handled. The people at BBC don't fucking care about black people, and they just told you that they don't care about black people. Jewish people are at the top. They are the top priority right now. This is Jewish supremacy that we're in right now. We are in Israelite supremacy. And any Jewish people that get offended, I don't care. It's the fucking truth. We have to be real. We gotta stop beating around the goddamn bush and start calling a spade a fucking spade. We are in Israelite supremacy, and that means black people are once again the minority. We are once again the second option. We are second-class citizens in our own fucking country. Because the Israelites have top priority now. They're the golden child. They're the golden standard. And black people once more have become the black sheep. the problem, the disease, the poison that needs to be eradicated. Do y'all hear this? This is how genocide starts, y'all. Hitler did the same shit in Germany. The Jews were the poison, the disease, the minority, the black sheep, the deficit. And the Germans believed him. They followed his teachings until eventually 60 million Jews wiped out. Fucking pentakilled an entire goddamn religious sect of people. And the Germans went along with it because they believed the shit that Hitler said. They believed him when he said that Jewish people are a poison that affects this country. They are a disease, a festering disease. They are the cause to all of your problems. Do you guys see what is happening here? History is repeating itself. And in order for that not to happen, we have to draw the line in the sand. And like for real this time, like actually, we have to establish and protect our boundaries. And that is the only way we can actually truly progress instead of these quote unquote progressives picking and choosing which battles they want to virtue signal and white knight for. If you want equality, that means equality for everybody, not just the people that you like, not just the people who are giving you money, not just the people who will, make your reputation squeaky clean. That's equality for everybody. We are slipping more and more from the dream that Dr. King wanted for us. We had it and then we lost it. You know why? Because we let them take it from us. We got too complacent. We're too complacent. And there's going to be people on the internet that's like, oh, violence isn't the answer. No, violence isn't the answer. But that's not how they feel. That's not how they feel about it. Because pretty soon, the violence is going to come to our doorstep. And then what are you going to do? If your life is being threatened, all because of the color of your skin, if your life is on the line and you have to fight for what you believe in, are you gonna fight or are you gonna lie down and be a doormat for these people who see you as nothing more than entertainment? The ones that hypersexualize you to the point where it's not about the person, it's about the exoticness of your skin color. The ones who see you as nothing more than a liability, a means to an end, a placeholder for prisons, athletes. That's it. That's all you exist for, is for white people's entertainment and Jewish people's entertainment too, apparently. Because Jewish people, newsflash, Jewish people don't like fucking anybody. They're xenophobic as fuck. You're not Jewish, you're a Gentile. You know what Gentiles means? That means you are unclean to them, impure. Not all Jews think like this, but 90% of them do. They don't like you. They think you're impure. They think you're inferior to them. And y'all are just feeding into this narrative. Y'all are just feeding into it, just playing along with it. What happens when the Jews stop being friendly with black people and they consider you a threat? Then what? What happens when the hive deems you a threat, a cancer, a disease that needs to be eradicated? What will you do then? This is probably one of the most telling signs of maturity ever, is when somebody is able to actually admit that they're wrong. Not trying to gaslight the public into thinking that they just perceived it wrong. You just didn't understand. You just misunderstood me. He's not putting the blame on anybody except himself. You could still accept an apology and love somebody who has hurt you while also holding them accountable for their actions and not giving them easy access back into your life. Like, you can hold them at a distance. It's not holding a grudge. It's holding that person accountable for their shitty actions and their shitty behavior. And the person is only going to say that it's holding a grudge because they don't like having to take accountability and face the punishment and the consequences of their actions. It is your conscious choice as somebody who suffers from mental illness to seek the help that you need, to get the medication, to actively figure out what's going on so that you can compromise and you can find ways to combat it.